welcome to episode 7 of Little Workroom Crafts. My name is Davina and I live in the southeast coast of the UK, and I can't believe that it's actually episode 7. My goodness me. Right, also it's Monday the 7th of October. I thought I'd pop in and do a quick one today. I know I did turn around to everybody and say that I was going to do one after we've done the shows like Yarndale and the Alpaca Knitting and Stitch, which is this Saturday, but that'll be just a big long episode of this is what I brought here and this is what I brought there, and no, I'm not into all that, so I'm just going to do shorter ones. No, seriously, but we had a lovely time. And also I'd like to explain why I didn't do a vlog for Yarndale on the Sunday. I did the Friday of the journey up, the Saturday of the amazing day we had there, because Yarndale is such a beautiful part of England. Wow, first time I've ever been, and that literally took my breath away. And all the little sheep, they were so cute. Yeah, on the Saturday it was absolutely amazing, and Angie come up trumps with the cottage. You did well there, girl, you really did. It was amazing. It was bigger than what I live in my house. I can't believe it, but it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. We had so much fun. On the Saturday, it was a bit overcast at first, but the weather was really nice. And the show, wow, I can't get over it. It was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And as you could see on the last vlog, you know, we met again, because we did meet her in March, but Katie from the Green Bean, oh, she's amazing, such a lovely lady, and I mean that. You know, she is literally what she's like on her YouTube channel. That is just Katie, you know, in real life. She's such a little sweetie. And also we met Christine Perry, and she was really nice. I really did enjoy talking to her. And we saw Lucy, and on the Friday we actually found Cooper's and went upstairs and went in the attic of attic 24 with and Lucy had already left by the time we'd got there. But you know, it just all a lovely weekend. But the only thing is, it started raining. And in the village we were staying at, it was only 8-minute drive away actually from Yarndale. There was like 2 in and outs. That's the way I'd explain it, really. And the rain came down so heavy on the Saturday night. And when we got up at 6 o'clock Sunday morning, it was teeming it down. And we tried to get onto one of the outs to Yarndale, and the road was already flooded and blocked. You could not go. They'd already literally closed it all off, so we had one way of getting out. Anyway, we got to Yarndale, and you know, we got in, got up, you know, had a look around, and all of a sudden, I know it probably sounded worse because you are in a cattle place, but it was just hammering down. And I mean, we looked outside and I've never ever seen rain like it. So anyway, we carried walking around for a little bit more, and then it came to lunchtime, because we always take our own lunch to these places. Anywhere we go, Angie and I always take a lunch, because the way we look at it is what you pay for a lunch is a ball of wool or a metre of fabric. So we'd rather take a sandwich. So we got back into a car, and we sat there, and it was just constant. It didn't stop. It was just, and I mean constant rain. And I turned to Angie and I said, Angie, I said, I'm getting a bit scared. I said, because we're only got one way out now of the village. What if we wake up tomorrow morning and you know, we can't get there? I said, you've got work. I said, I haven't. I've booked this week off. I said, but you've got work on Monday, and so on and that. And I thought, oh, gosh. You know, it was getting scary. It was getting scary. And Angie actually did turn around and say she'd been thinking the same thing. So anyway, so we sat there, we ate a lunch, and we were having a drink and so on. And then Angie turned around and said, right, is there anything else you wanted to look at while we're in there? I said, well, there was that pattern, which I'll get to in a minute, that we both loved, absolutely loved. I said, I'd like to go and get that. I said, and then perhaps, you know, we can make a decision. And anyway, we sat there for a bit. we decided we'd go back in and get the pattern book that we were both really liked, and we were just going to go a day early because it was just so scary. And Angie had to drive. That was the thing. That's what was worrying me. You know, it's not, you know, it's a long journey for all the way from Yarndale back down into Essex, and it is a long old journey. It's right across the country and a bit. And so anyway, we quickly went in and got the book, and I you know, and we got what we wanted and had another little peek at other things on the way out. And then we got in the car. We literally got into the, well, I can't believe it. We were driving back, and the one road that we could get back into, literally the fields, and I mean the fields, were just like swimming pools, and there was ducks swimming on the water on the fields. And I went, Andrew, I think we've made the right choice here. So we got it back into the cottage. We quickly tidied everything up. Well, Angie did a lot of it, bless her. And we packed all our bags, and then we got in the car and we rang the lady to say, you know, explain the circumstances. She was such a lovely lady, and that we explained that, you know, the cottage was going to be left unlocked and unattended for the night. So she went right away and locked everything up and cleaned everything up and stuff, and we headed home. Wow, it was, oh, those motorways were just swimming with water, and it was still raining. That was the thing, it hadn't stopped raining. And anyway, we were heading down towards Manchester and all round that way, and it was just constant bang 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 bang. Anyway, we made it back into Essex, and went to, obviously, because I drive up to Angie's, and then so we put everything in my car, and luckily our you know, Angie's Billy was there to help the two of us, and all that lot. So I got in the car and we got home and I sat there, and it was still raining. But when we actually did get home, we see on the news that Yorkshire had actually been, they'd actually put a yellow triangle weather warning on because of the floods, and it was gone to you know, risk of life, basically. So we definitely made the right decision, definitely. So that is just a little explanation of, blimey, 7 minutes, just to explain why there was no video on the Sunday, because we were just, you know, with everything going on with that rain and the flooding and everything, we just made the decision to come home early. But we're hoping to go back next year, and hopefully we'll have better weather. Get it out, Veen. Better weather. But the thing is it was still a lovely weekend. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. The show was amazing. The people there, you know, it was just lovely, all round lovely. So when you first go into the show, you get a proper, oh, I've left my wristband in the other room. You get a proper fabric wristband. I've never had one of them before, and I'm going to keep that, I'll tell you. So exciting. And you get a book, which is of all what's going on, and all the traders and all that lot. So that's another thing I'll be keeping. And I've been after one of these for so long. I got me Yarndale bag. I am so excited. I'll be taking this on Saturday to the Alpaca so I can use it. But that was this year's ram, you know, because every year they have a different sheep which has been crocheted. And I think Lucy actually designs all these. And yeah, so this was, we could have picked some other ones that weren't, you know, for the years up, but we definitely picked this year's. And then we started going round, and we met Katie. It was the first stand we went to, because on Katie Green Bean's podcast about a week or so before the show, she said that she was launching at Yarndale her new pattern. Well, we both got one of her project bags. There you go. There's a little label. And I was just after this pattern. I just loved it. And she actually wore the cardigan, which was free. I just really beautiful. But I just love the way that she does them. They're little booklets, and it's called Scruffs. And it's a plain, she does like knitting flat, not in the round, which I haven't done a flat in pieces cardigan for a long time. And I did say to her, well, we say to Ange at the end of last year, this year is the year where I'm going to try something different. So I've stitched a cardigan, which I'd never done before. Oh gosh, there's a couple of other things that I've done. With the dressmaking, I've done new techniques with the dressmaking. And I thought to myself, I'm going to do this as is, because I know I could do it in the round and stick it up and so on, or, you know, or in one piece. But I thought, no, I'm going to do it as is, as flat. And then my new technique with this is I'm going to learn how to actually stitch it all up together the proper way. Because obviously when I was knitting years and years and years ago, you just oversew it and that was that. But with this pattern, obviously I can't show you it all inside because it is a broad pattern. But on the pockets, as you see there, and Katie had hers on, they've got colour work dogs. Now you actually there's 9 dogs in total, and also there is a bunting that you can knit with all little dogs on. And you know, there's Labrador, there's oh, what's that called, Spaniels. Obviously there's 2 little Russells, because there's the fluffy Jack because he's adorable, Jack, and then there's this you know, the flat coat. But you know, there's a lot in it and it is beautiful. Absolutely. Look at the back. I just think that is amazing. So I got this, and then we were hunting for the yarn, and there was this lovely stand there that had, like, you know, because I like knitting in what I call rustic proper wool. I do love knitting with that. And so I said to Ange, that's what I'd like. That seemed to be the type of work that calls out for that, rather than a merino or something. That needs to be a rustic yarn. And there was this stand there, and it had 5 or 6. So it's 500, 250, 125. That seems an odd number. Anyway, you get so many balls of 50 grams in a bag, and you get you can buy 3 for £20, 3 packets for £20. So what I did is I got, let's have a look, because I've started on the back already, of course, because why not? I did that actually that evening, actually, at the cottage. And yeah, that's the yarn. And I went for a green, because I haven't actually knitted a green cardigan in a long time. And it's knitting up absolutely lovely, I must admit. It really, really is. I'm really enjoying it. It feels, even though how do I explain it? It's what I call a rustic yarn, but it doesn't feel itchy or nothing. So as a cardigan, I think it's going to be lovely. And I have actually got another, obviously I've got 2 packs of the green. It's more of a than what it's showing. It's more of I'd say not khaki green. It's, I don't know, it's a little bit deeper than what is shown on there. And I also got, for the band that goes here, because that's colour work as well, I got a cream, and then I got 2 other balls for my dogs, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do no, I didn't. Yeah, I did. I got the browns, brown and a beige. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the cream round there, and then I'm going to do a green cardigan, cream pockets, then with the little brown dogs on top of them. But I will show you the other yarn colours when I get nearer the time. So but I will say we really, you know, I really am enjoying making that. I really am. So, and it's nice that it, you know, it's nice, it folds up, fit in my handbag, go anywhere we like. So then we went to, what did we go to next? I think we went to see, we wandered around a bit and got some other little bits and bobs. And then we found Christine Perry, because I was really was interested in her second book, because if it weren't for her first book, I wouldn't be knitting socks today. So we got the second book, which I will say the patterns in it is amazing, and the lovely lady signed it for us. And we brought off of her the new West Yorkshire Spinners Robin, which I can't wait to get on the needles. I think that is beautiful. And with that, you got, which I thought was really nice, a free Christmas card with a pattern in it. So that was really nice. It even comes in an envelope, so I'll be buttoning that up. So we got that. And oh yes, and because I brought so much yarn for my cardigan, I could pick a free pattern out of there are 2 free patterns, and I could pick one. So I chose this one. So it is the Countryside Tweed, which is the same as the yarn, and I just got that, and I thought, well, you know, If Glenn likes it, I'll knit it. If not, you know, but I think it's a nice jumper because I like the cables up the side here. Then where can Angie and I go without finding anything to do with fabric? Because that's what we are. And we managed to find, there was this lovely stand there. We did actually meet her last year at the no, it wasn't, it was at the Homemade Fair, Kirsty Alsop, and we got them. And I see this sample hanging up, and I said, oh Ange, I've been after this pattern for ages, and it's the dress shirt pattern by Merchant Mills, and I'll say it is such a fun pattern. I will say the measurements on the back, to be honest, that was the only thing. The measurements on the back don't, yeah, they're saying that this is UK sizing, but you actually have to look in the pattern to see the finished size, because it's an oversized dress. And so if anybody goes to buy this, I know you got all the sizes in there, but when you actually open it up to actually get your fabric content and everything, and before you cut the pattern out and so on, make sure you look on the inside for the finished measurements, because that is very important. And this is the dress. I absolutely love this pattern. I'm going to be wearing this at the Alpaca Saturday. The only thing I did change is on the actual front of the dress here, because it is a shirt dress, the pleat is supposed to be like the back of a shirt basically, and I did do it like that, and I didn't like it, so I turned it round and did it the other way in. But that's the only difference, and that's all. I don't know if you can see, you've actually got on the bottom, let's get you up without falling over. I don't know if you can see, let's get it up a bit more. There you go. It finishes off like a shirt, it curves around like a shirt. I thoroughly enjoyed making it. You've got all your gathers at the back, and I tell you, the only thing I will do on the next one is I think I'll probably pop a couple of pockets in, because this hasn't got pockets in it. But you know what I mean, I could have popped them in, but I was just so excited. I had to make it. So yeah, I would definitely be making some more of those, definitely. Right then, let's get on. So the pattern we actually went back for is the Gem Western, and that is actually her Cozy Alpaca Knits book. It was launched at the show by the looks of it. It is a new book, and the actual thing that we like, she had this actually out. It's got some beautiful things in it, I will say. See if we've got a photograph of it. Right, so let's put that there, and let's turn that round. I don't like doing that with books. It's that. It is amazing, and it's knit across like that. So I'm going to be writing down what I need for that, and I will be looking out for some yarn at the Alpaca at the weekend. And Ange and I are definitely going to be knitting one of those, because that's going to be so wearable in the autumn and the spring, because it's something you can put on, or in the winter just to keep you warm indoors. But I will say there's some beautiful things inside it, but that is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Also there, because I normally, as people that's been before, you normally know that Lucy designs a pattern, and she does what is it, and then people crochet them all up and then send them over to her. And then when you're there, they have a charity, and this year that was like little bears that people had donated. So what you do is you pick a bear, and then you ask for a label, write a name on it, and then you put a donation in the bucket, and then they're sent over to Change the Odds. It's a, yeah, Change the Odds Mercy Ships charity. So what happens is they all go off abroad, and they're given to children to cuddle, toys to cuddle, and yeah, you know, it changes a life. It gives, you know, these children that have nothing, they have a, you know, a little bear. So Angie and I picked a bear each, and what we did is, because we've both in the past few years lost our little puddy cats, so I called mine Tibby and she called hers Mabel, and they'll be going off to be cuddled by little children that hasn't got anything. So yeah, we were really pleased that we could do that. We really were. Yeah, that was really nice. Right then, okay, so that's basically the Yarndale done, the explanation and everything, what was going on. Right then, so since I've been back from there, because as I mentioned in the last one, I've been watching you Floss Tube, which I've been watching for a long time, and I started off this little house. My friend Debbie that I work with 2 years ago, she brought me for Christmas this little house, and it was come as a kit, and I've added some little bits as you do, and I got it finished, and there's the front of the house, and I've added on some little cotton wool for snow. There's the reindeer, there's Santa dressing the tree, and there's just a little side there. But it was a bit fiddly because it's on 18 count. I don't normally work on 18 count, but I got that finished and I thought, oh well, I've only got my cardigan cardigan on the needles. So I love the designers from America and Canada. Because the way they do their stuff is that they don't seem to have a lot of backstitch. I can't bear backstitch. So I managed to find, oh, I hope I've brought it. Oh, I don't think I have. Well, I'll still know who they are. I managed to find a company in Wiltshire in the UK, and they're called the Patchwork Rabbit. And they actually have, so any cross stitchers out there that listen to me, they have a lot of the US designers and Canadian and so on patterns, like hands-on designs, and I think they had some is it Lizzie Kate? Was that her name? Something like that. Anyway, yeah, and I also like, this was this year's that was launched, the Prairie Schooler, and I tell you what, their service is amazing. So anybody, please go onto their website, and there was so I ordered it at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it arrived not the next day but the next morning. It was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And it was this year's 2019 Santa, and he's with a sheep. I just think he's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I have been plodding along with it, and I've got that much done already, which I'm really pleased. And on the back of the pattern, unfortunately I can't show you because of them, that's the graph, but they're all DMC threads, which are ones that we can get over here. So, you know, really good. But I tell you what, it's because if you look, we've got backstitch round there, the words and the vine on there, and that is it. That's all the backstitch in it. And I've also got on order, it's back order, and it's one of the hands-on designs, and it's one of her autumn ones. So when I go at the Alpaca, I've got to see if I can find a piece of Ada, because I do like working on Ada, which is like a burnt orange. So when I do come in, I will, you know, well, I've already ordered it and everything, so we're just waiting on it coming in. And then when it comes, that will be my next one. But I will say, please give them a go. The Patchwork Rabbit is what they're called. I have emailed them, and they do reply all the time. They're really lovely company to deal with. So, and you know, their postage is really cheap. It really is. I found that very good. And another thing is, what I will say is that I did email her and ask, when she do send off over my pattern, the one that I've got on back order, to if she could send me a business card. So when that arrives, I will be showing you the new pattern anyway, and I hopefully will have a one of her business cards too. And I did ask her permission if I could mention her on here, and she said absolutely fine. That would be very grateful, because they've just started on the internet as a business. She has a shop, and I would love to visit it. I really would, because I've looked online. It looks like she's got, you know, all the skeins of the hand dyed yarns as well. But you know, it's Wiltshire. It's quite far for us. So, but no, it's definitely worth looking at her website. Definitely. So, and hopefully I'm going to have I'm hoping to get this nearly finished before I go on at the weekend, but we'll see. Yeah. Okay, so that's the cross stitch out the way. So I've got two other things to mention, and then that'll be me wrapped up. Now, as you know, when I last episode I did my giveaway, and Anita from Gaga Knits had won, so I posted it off to her, And bless her heart, I was so excited because I've never had anything like this before. I got a thank you parcel for the giveaway that I sent her, and she sent me a lovely card, oh, with a lovely writing inside, lovely writing. One of her lavender pouches. Oh, it smells lovely. That's going to go in with my Katie Bean cardigan, so I'll put that down there. And she sent me some of her little oddball, so I can put with my scrappy ball for my next top, which I'm definitely going to be making. And also, which I've got a use for this, is, look, oh, let's get that. I know I put it on Instagram, but people that don't follow me on Instagram, look at that. Proud to be a knitter. I think that's brilliant, because in at December, I know that a lot of people do the Christmas Eve cast on, but because of the work that my partner and my daughter do, they literally work through Christmas because of what they do. So I have Christmas on my own, which I must admit is quite nice. I can watch what I like on the television anyway. So yeah, and I've always wanted to do the explanation station by Stephen West, and as you all know, he is my hero, my honey. And I brought his first book, cool, when it first came out. As soon as I knew he'd done a book, that was me. And in it is the explanation station. So I was looking at it the other night, and yet again, I have not done any brioche before, and it's got a brioche section in it. So yeah, so which will be another thing for me to learn this year. So I have, you only need four skeins of yarn. Well, I've got a couple of 3 already up in my stash, and I've also got a couple of what I call blanks that I can dye to go with it as well. So what I'm going to do, Anita, I'm just letting you know, is on Christmas Day, for my Christmas Day cast on, and obviously the explanation station is a big shawl, which I can't wait to start on Christmas Day. I am going to be using my bag. I know I've already used it anyway, but now it's going to be my project bag for my exploration station for Christmas Day, and I can't wait. So I think that is everything. Yes. Oh, one more thing. In August, when the NEC had the Quilt Fest on, Angie went up north to visit her friend Lynn. And a lovely lady, and Angie messaged me. I was at work, I think. It must have been a Saturday. Yeah, I messaged me because she knows I love Harry Potter. That they'd found a Harry Potter shop, because when we were in Edinburgh, we found a Harry Potter shop there, and she took a photograph of me outside and everything. So she took a photograph of this Harry Potter shop, and then sent it over to me, say, look what I've found. Well, when I see her to go to Skipton, she went, oh, look, she said, Lynn went in the shop and brought you these. And that was look at that. I have eaten them, Lynn, and they were gorgeous. I will say, even the sour one was nice. But thank you ever so much. I really do appreciate that. And they were a pleasure to eat. Thank you. And in December, myself and 3 other colleagues from work, we were actually all booked up and ready on the 29th of December. We're actually going to Warner Brothers in London. We're going to Harry Potter World, and I'm so excited. So excited, I can't wait. So anyway, I would like to say thank you ever so much to everybody that subscribed. My subscriptions are going up, and to who like, and I love the messages. I really do. I read them all. I try and answer every one of them when they come through, so they don't, you know, get on thingy. But I do appreciate it, and thank you ever so much for all your backup. Really, that's what it is. You know, if it weren't through you guys, you know, we wouldn't be doing, and I've made friends. That's the thing, you know. Now Anita and I are in contact, and there's Simply in Stitches. You want to go over to her Instagram, because she started one of the jumpers that I've made, and it is beautiful so far. Really lovely. You know, it's such a lovely community. It really is. And I'd like to say thank you everybody, you know, who do like and subscribe. I do really appreciate it. So I better wrap this up now, and when we come back from the Ali Pally, I will do another one with the bits and bobs that we get from there. So that's this Saturday. I'm at work tomorrow, and then I'm off again and for another week. But there you go. There you go. I try and fit in, you know, we try and do as much as we can while we can. So thank you ever so much. Happy crafting. Take care and see you soon. Bye.